Greetings, folks. You've reached DC Investing. I've reached financial independence, and I'm talking about topics that may help others on their journey. And for fun today, I wanted to talk about the idea of what amount is a life-changing amount of money. And I'd be curious for any of you if you could comment on what amounts you think is a life-changing money. And some of my thoughts on this, there's different levels. I think the first time you save $1,000, that could be considered life-changing money because with $1,000, you can handle some of the emergencies that might come your way. So, I would say that's the very first part of an emergency fund is having $1,000 saved. And how that changes your life is if you have something unexpected come up, um, it's not a life emergency. If a washer or a dryer went down, with an extra $1,000, you could go out and at least pick up something secondhand. If you needed a a new set of tires, you can use that emergency fund to go get that amount, and it makes it so you don't have to borrow money or charge it on a credit card and pay it off in installment amounts if you have $1,000. So I think that's kind of the first set that is life-changing money. Next, I would say, there's probably a difference at $5,000 if you can get that in an emergency fund. With $5,000, you could kind of start doing some investing a little bit. It's not going to make a huge difference long term, but at least starts you on your process. So I think that would be the next state. And with $5,000, if you got laid off, depending on what your rent cost is or mortgage, that could give you a month or two of payments, maybe three. You could stretch it out a little bit further. So, if something tragic happened, it gives you time to be able to work again in your life. Then if you get $10,000 saved up, that's another bit of life-changing difference. So, depending on your mortgage or rent, that might be 6 months of living expenses for you. So again, if you get laid off, you could live a little bit longer and know. I think your peace of mind definitely goes up if you have $10,000 saved. Things, you're not so worried all the time about what may happen. If you lose your job, you can coast for a little while as you try to find something else. So I do think $10,000 is life-changing money. As you go up in income and savings, having somewhere between $20,000 to $50,000, again, that's another level that can change your life. Because, like, let's say you want to go buy a car, depending on the car, you might need to spend $25,000 to $50,000 to get your car. And if you have saved up that much, then you don't have to borrow in order to buy that car. You just own it. So that changes things because then you'd have to pay interest on it. You can pay cash for it. You own it. So there again, that's different than the average person that's out there. Most people have to get a car loan, and depending on their credit rating and everything else, that might cost them more or less. So having that much saved up definitely changes your life. Now, if you're part of the fire community, hopefully that $50,000 is saved and you're investing it. A lot of folks recommend the S&P 500, something like VOO, or the whole stock market in VTI, and then you're getting market returns. And on $50,000, if it goes up 10% in a year, you make $5,000. And then, so your money starts to work for you if you have that amount saved, and you get to start seeing the benefit of, what happens when you start to save and invest. If you earn $5,000 a year, how many hours of your normal job would that be? And what happens, it makes you feel better. You can see your money start to work for you, that if you're getting either dividends that pay you that $5,000, or if you're getting, capital gains, you can look at that and know that, hey, my money is starting to work for me, and I don't have to work as much to pay for some of the things that I may want to buy in life. So that's something interesting. I think the next phase is probably when you get up to the $100,000 mark. And if you've saved $100,000 for the average person, and you think about how long you could live on $100,000 should you get laid off or some medical emergency comes up, that's maybe a year's worth of living expenses. Maybe it's 2 years worth of living expenses. It feels great to get to that point. You feel secure. You're not as worried. And one of the guys out there, I think, talks about the concept of having FU money. Basically, if you don't like your job, if you have $100,000 saved up, that gives you the ability to go somewhere else. 6 months out of work isn't that big of an issue if you have that much saved up. If you need to buy a car, you can just pay cash for it. If you're into real estate, you could do the down payment on several houses for that if you have 100 grand saved up. So you get more optionality from having that much money. And if you're just in the stock market, if it goes up 10%, that's $10,000. If you've got a high dividend yielding portfolio, maybe 7%, is you get $7,000 of dividend income and some appreciation. Now you probably say you can't get that amount for dividend. You can if you invest in pipelines. So MLPA, AMLP pay about 7.5% every year, and they appreciate. There's several funds that are 4 to 5% of a dividend yield, and they appreciate. So there absolutely are investments out there that can do well for you in that sake. So I would say the next level that someone could hit is when you save about $250,000. And there's a YouTuber that I listened to kind of in the year 2020, and I was really impressed by him. His name is, it's hard to say, Andre Zik. He's got several million followers, so the name is Russian. I really liked particularly his early videos, and he did a lot of videos on dividend investing. Andre Zik, maybe that's how you say it. He's kind of a millennial, likes to do magic tricks. But what's just so interesting about it is he had really been big on saving, and he managed to save up about $250,000. And that $250,000 was invested in dividend paying stocks that were on average paying him about 4% a year. And so 4% of $250,000 was just over $10,000. And that $10,000 was about what he needed to live on. He was one of those super frugal persons, pinching every penny. He had 3 roommates in the house that they were living in. It was somewhat of a cheap house. They were also Airbnb-ing, is that how you say it, one of the rooms out. And so between really low expenses and this stock account that was giving him $10,000 a year, he said, I think I can quit my job and take a chance on becoming a YouTuber. And so he did that. He took the risk. He put a ton of effort into producing YouTube content in 2020. And, through the pandemic time, everybody who was a YouTuber did really well during that time. His channel really took off. And it's fun to listen to some of his early videos that talk about how much he made as a YouTuber from affiliates and other things. And I think he's become more of a crypto guy over the last while, but I still really appreciate those early videos. And part of the reason that I became a dividend investor was because of him. So having $250,000 saved up gave him the ability to take a risk on changing jobs because he could still be safe and secure. And just the amount of dividends he was making was enough to cover his living expenses. So there's life-changing money right there. If you have enough saved up so that dividends pay your basic living expenses, you can take some risks that the average person can't. And it worked out for him big time. He's now earned several $1,000,000 just from this YouTube channel. And, that altered the course of his whole life. So $250,000 can do that for you. I would say the next phase is $500,000. Once you get to that point, dividends dividends and capital gains create more income for you. So if you're making 10 grand at 25,000 or 250,000, now you're making 20 grand at 500,000, and 20 grand is quite a bit of money to a lot of people out there. And if your investments are making that much, that's enough to, buy used cars just with your dividends. There's a lot of bills that get paid with that amount. It's probably not enough to live on completely, although some people do retire with just $500,000. I've seen there's a channel from a teacher who retired early, and her whole thing, I think it's something on Mondays, Happy on Monday or something, and she was able to retire on a $500,000 account. She'll get Social Security in a couple of years, but it's just kind of fun for folks who do choose to retire early. If they've been able to really reduce their expenses a lot, $500,000 is enough for some people to reach financial independence. So there's that mark. If you can save that much up, $500,000 can be super life-changing. It can get you out of the workforce altogether. I would say the next level is when you reach that 1 million. That mark feels really amazing, because then you start to think of yourself to say, I'm a millionaire. And even though a million doesn't go as far as it once did, that thought of being a millionaire is still, it still makes you think about yourself differently. If you have $1 million invested in the market, 4% of it is $40,000 a year. And, there's a lot of folks out there who eke out a living on $40,000 a year. So that can, be enough to retire early. You can stop work that you want to, or you can change work into something that you enjoy doing, as opposed to having to take the highest paying job. So it gives you the flexibility to be able to shift what you do, to choose whatever. And I like the acronym FIRE, financial independence, retire early, but I've heard it said differently over the last while. It's financial independence, recreational employment. I like that idea, because a lot of us, if we've saved and worked over a lot of years, you may still enjoy doing some things that could generate money. You just don't have to if you don't want to. So hitting that 1 million mark definitely makes you realize, hey, I am a millionaire. It changes the way you think about yourself, and it provides opportunities if those funds are invested. I mean, even if they're in a money market account earning 4%, that's still $40,000 a year, and that feels amazing. Then I think, maybe the next mark is once you get above 2 million or 2.5 million. I think that's the mark where they say most people are trying to shoot for, to be able to reach retirement. Even 4% of that is $80,000 a year, 2.5. That's 95,000 a year. That's an adequate amount of income for a lot of people to live on for the rest of their life. So once you hit that point, without too much of a stretch, you have reached the point where you do not have to work anymore. You'll get 95,000, depending on if you're at 2 million or 2.5 million, being real conservative at 4%. And then, you can retire, or you can continue working, or whatever you wish to do. So that's definitely life-changing money. Above that, there's $5 million, $10 million, $100 million. I have no idea what any of those would feel like. With any amount of income comes, more passive income, but a lot of folks that are at that level are running businesses or doing other things that chances are their life's still busy, no matter what level they are. So, just kind of a thought, what is life-changing money? I'd be curious for any of you who watch this video, what would be life-changing money for you guys? Would $1,000 change your life? Would $10,000 be life-changing? 100,000? What amount are you shooting for right now, and what changes in life might come because of that? So comment down below. Appreciate any subscriptions. I talk about finance topics. Sometimes they're pep talks, other times they're individual investments that might be interesting. I'm just out here trying to share some of my experiences with folks, and we all learn and grow together. So again, this is DC Investing. We'll see you. Bye.